Oh, Funko Europe, you never disappoint. Always getting that FNAF merch in early. Well, sometimes. Hello there, what you see before you, despite the fact that you can't actually see it, is a bunch of the brand new Funko FNAF tie-dye merch. I've got some of the non-exclusive action figures, some of the non-exclusive plushies, some other items, and most importantly, the Walmart Exclusive Tie Dye Springtrap plushie. And just like I did with the Series 2 of Poppy Playtime plushies, I'm going to be doing triple daily uploads. Hell yeah, we back on the grind. So as you already know by the title and thumbnail, today we're going to be checking out the Walmart Exclusive Tie Dye Springtrap plush. Then tomorrow we're going to take a look at the non-exclusive Tie Dye plushies. And then finally we're going to take a look at the action figures. Okay, now let's just unveil today's treasure trove, shall we? Because I know you're here to see that little booger teddy, so I think for once in my life, I'm actually going to be officially the first person to review this guy. I hope so. Definitely seems like I got this guy in really early. Didn't expect him to arrive this quick. Are you ready? I hope you're ready, because this is going to be a lot for your eyes to take in. Oh, okay, you gotta have those layers, right? Well, okay, we're going to unveil this, and you're going to see it for real. I'm already seeing the plushies coming through, and cheapers, that looks nice. Who is that? Is that Funtime Foxy? Okay, right. Ta-da! Oh my god, look at that. Yes, I bought 2 Springtraps. Oh my goodness, there's a lot going on in here. Well, there you have it. There's a little sneak peek of what's to come in the next coming days. Like, oh my goodness. Wow, these look cool. Look at the action figures. Oh, they're packaged in there nicely. Holy moly. Tie-Dye Freddy, I love the boxes too. Look at that. Foxy, he actually stocked yesterday. These guys were a few days ago, but I have got Foxy ordered now. Hopefully by the time I'm reviewing these, I'm leaving these till the end because I'm hoping that Tie-Dye Foxy will show up before we get around to reviewing these guys. And yep, here's the plushies. They look great. Oh god, that's awesome. And look at these. I even decided to pick up the Popsies. They just released in the UK, really long time coming. Unfortunately, they didn't get Golden Freddy in for whatever reason. Only Freddy and Foxy. I have to try and find Golden Freddy elsewhere. Okay, now let's get on to what you're all here for and the topic of the video. The Tie Dye Springtrap plushie. I got 2 of them for good measure and it's an exclusive as well. Now let's see here. I'm going to review the better one for the video. I think I'm going to go ahead with this one. Now, this surely is an interesting plush because it's an entire rework of the Springtrap base. This isn't just a tie-dye recolor version of the original Wave 2 Springtrap. This is a totally brand new base and it looks entirely different. I will compare him to the original Springtrap plush later on. Okay, but before getting into all that, we're going to start off with the tags here. So of course, standard FNAF tag with your usual information on it. This time it says Five Nights at Freddy's with plushies on the top, and it's got this vibrant, awesome, colorful tie-dye background to it. And of course, as you can see here, this is a Walmart exclusive. Now, something strange about this though, this is the Europe release of the Tie Dye Springtrap plush, right? But for whatever reason, the tag actually says Walmart on it. If you're from Europe yourself, or you've watched enough of my reviews, you'll be well aware by now that any exclusive by Funko that releases in Europe will have a special edition on the tag or the box or whatever item it is, as opposed to the actual store on it. So kind of makes me believe that maybe the Tie Dye Springtrap plushie, you won't see it in any Europe stores. It's just going to be a one-off kind of stock on Funko Europe's website. But yeah, I do find that very interesting. I was totally expecting it to have a special edition tag, but perhaps not. So here we've got the Tush tag, just standard stuff, 2022 and Five Nights at Freddy's. Now let's get on to the actual man himself. Boogie Trap! Okay, now let's dig really deep into this plush, because literally every single thing about this plush is different than the original 2016 Springtrap. So firstly, we've got the ears here. They're kind of the same, but they're totally D-sized. Look at this, they're smaller. Even the wires are different. They used to have little white strips come off of it, but not anymore. This other ear though, I actually like this, like the whole endo part going through in this area. I actually think this is done better on the tie-dye one as opposed to the regular one. And the regular one, it just looks like 2 grey rectangles. Doesn't look like actual withering. So far so good. The ears look great and they're very accurate. Of course the color isn't accurate though because, you know, it's a tie-dye version. Now let's move on to the face. And this is when things, you know, start kind of going downhill. Right off the bat, you'll see that the face is much more detailed than on the original. Is that a good thing? I wouldn't really say so. Less is more sometimes. And in this case, less is better, especially with the withering here. The withering, it just doesn't look right. One of the main complaints when this was first revealed is genuinely The weathering here, it's all printed on, and it generally does just look like they've applied Sharpie to it. Doesn't look good, and it looks pretty cheap. But despite the fact that all the weathering is printed, it's actually more accurate overall. Like, you see, you've got weathering in some places on this tie-dye version that wasn't on the original. Like, on the snout here, for example, I like that. That's nice detailing. And as well, you've got the wires coming back. I love how they're on the exact same places as they were on the original, like a nice little throwback. And there's also some other details on the face of this plushie that's more accurate and done better on this version than the original. Like, the eyes, for example, they've actually done them silver this time, which is right. And the nose as well is brown, which is cool. But that was also on the original. Something else I like about the face is the mouth here. The teeth is done in the exact same way as the 2016 Springtrap. It's like another awesome throwback. It's made of a different material, which I don't like quite as much as the original, but it still looks nice. So when you really dig into it and see how accurate the face actually is, it's actually not so bad. It's actually pretty damn good. It's just the fact that all the weathering is printed, which tones it down a bit, as well as the fact that it just looks a little bit cramped and messy, especially for what's meant to be a simplified plushie. But overall, it's actually pretty damn good. And now we move on to the body, which I also think actually looks great. It looks really, really good. Like, this time around, they've done something new. They've actually given them grey arms. Now, I know Springtrap doesn't have grey arms, but it does correspond with the legs, and it looks quite nice. I also love the amount of detail on the stomach here. Look at all these red wires. Now, of course, in the games, William Afton's corpse is in Springtrap, and you could see, like, the corpse through the holes. But this is a plushie. Of course, they're not going to detail a corpse onto it, so red wires will do. Oh, and lastly, we've got the legs here, which look practically the same as the original. The feet look cool, but also I think it's something that they could have done without. It just doesn't make much sense, but it's still, I guess, nice detailing. Oh, and as well, this is something that will probably be beneficial to somebody. Here's a full 360. And there's the back. Actually looks nice. Overall, it is a nice Springtrap plushie, actually. It is really detailed. It's even more so detailed than the original one, which we'll bring in now. I've been looking to do this for a while, so here's the side-by-side comparison of the original Wave 2 2016 Springtrap plush and the brand new tie-dye one. Now, of course, I think I like the original one better. It just looks neater, it's more simplified, which I think works better, and of course, it just looks higher quality. It's more, you know, it's higher quality. There's no printing, all this is like embroidered, stitched on. It just looks nicer and shinier, it just looks better, you know? But one of the things I do find quite amusing is the fact that the tie-dye version, the overall, you know, dark green color to it, is actually more accurate to Springtrap in-game than the actual regular Springtrap plush. Keeping in mind that this is meant to be a tie-dye version, so the colors are meant to be switched up. So I find it funny that this one does a better job capturing the dark green color of Springtrap than this one does. But yeah, if you look at them side by side, they're literally two entirely different plushies. Like, everything is different. Like, see what I mean by the ears here? They're totally different size. And also, like, the shape of the ears are different as well. Like, look at this. It's kind of like oval shaped on this one, whilst in this one, it, like, cuts over like this. And here's what I meant by the details on the ear here, like what's meant to be the endo on the original one. It doesn't look like an endo at all. It literally looks like a window actually when you sort of look at it, but on this one it looks much nicer and you can tell it's meant to be withering with the endoskeleton shining through. When you move on to the faces as well, you'll notice that pretty much everything is different on the tie-dye version. The eyes, the withering is entirely different. No, but seriously, I'm not kidding when I say that, like, everything's changed. Even the, like, material used for the nose is different. Heck, even the head shape is different. And now we move on to the bodies, where again, things are very, very different. And actually, for the bodies, I might have to go with the tie-dye one. I just love the chest withering. It makes more sense, and it does look neater, despite the fact that it's printed. Like, look at this. This is a little hard to follow through. And also, this new one has grey arms, which I think just corresponds well with the legs. Despite the fact it's not super accurate, I still think it looks nice. And also, here is a back view on both of them. It would have been nice to see the tie-dye version kind of do what this one was doing with some back withering. Would have been nice to see that. And there you have it for my Tie Dye Springtrap plush review. Now, I know that upon first glance, it does look like a sort of cheap and messy plush, but when you really dive into it and look at the details and compare it to the in-game counterpart for Springtrap, it definitely is quite a good plush, and it's very accurate. I actually really, really like it. It's not my favorite from the tie-dye set, but I still like it. So that's gonna do it. I'll see you again tomorrow with some of the original non-exclusive tie-dye plushes.
Arthur Peter is an organism who fuses with Petey, the portly pig animatronic.